up, guys?
That's what I'm
We're
talking
here
about.
one last time for the semester in the HUD Man Cave doing the Heads Up Display Podcast, Episode 4. Today with me, we got a great group of people. We got Gage Garrett, Riley Dees, and our two seniors graduating, Casey Smith and Stephanie Holmeyer. We are here giving you the latest and greatest in anything entertainment. So I think the first thing I wanted to talk about was, did you guys see the new Suicide Squad poster?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So first thoughts on that one, as a whole, Gage is gonna give us a breakdown, but what did you guys think?
Harley's in it. Finally, I get
Harley
to see
Quinn.
my favorite Batman villain.
She is perfect.
Yes.
Margot Robbie, I saw her, I was like, that's perfection. She's perfect.
She's gonna be great.
Will Smith. That's all I have to say.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Do you think they're eventually gonna do the helmet with the
Yeah,
eyes?
he tweeted the picture.
I haven't seen it with
He tweeted a picture.
That's
It's
awesome.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Will Smith Deadshot, I was like,
Deadshot?
that's great.
Deadshot.
What's Deadshot's superpower? Deadshot?
Deadshot.
Will Smith, Deadshot.
Will
What's
Smith,
his superpower?
Basically the same character he was in Wild Wild West. He's
Django.
He's Django. Yeah. He's yeah.
No, he is like the greatest marksman on earth.
Pretty much.
Have you played Arkham City?
I have, yes.
There is I don't know if you ever ran into that subplot, but there's a subplot where you take on Deadshot, and he bounces bullets off of cars and snipes people through the head. And
So he can wanted people too?
Yeah, he doesn't throw the bullets and nothing ridiculous like that, but he's crazy marksman, and I think Dark and Gritty is going to be once again DC's go-to on the Suicide Squad movie. Rightly so this time because it is.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of villains put together.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So I think Gage wants to give us a breakdown of all the characters.
Yes, pretty much. You may or may not know some of these characters or have any idea about any of them, but basically the group, the Suicide Squad, is under the hand of Amanda Waller. I think she's going to be played by...
Viola Davis.
Yes,
She's great.
fantastic actress.
She's great.
And basically it's full of typically B-list villains. And a couple of B-list heroes, and let's see, to make the group worthy of accomplishing the missions at hand. Basically, they were kind of put together, I believe in the comics, as a group of villains who carried out missions for the government that superheroes didn't want to do because they were too dirty. That's basically what it was. So, if we have the picture, if you can just remember it in your head, from left to right, and then there's one top and bottom segment. We have
I'll have that up on the screen somewhere in this area.
That'll be great. If you look here...
Over Brian's face.
Brian's face. If you look here...
So, they're going to see that.
I went through the picture and I made sure that it wasn't raining. And, anyways. So Slipknot is on the far left. He's going to be played by Adam Beach. His real name is Christopher Weiss. And his hero that he's typically associated with is Firestorm. His ability's kind of cheesy. He's the master of ropes. But he's also an assassin. This guy...
That could be an innuendo.
Basically, this guy has the power of a deadly Boy Scout.
he's got that granny nut.
It's not so good.
Exactly.
Gonna take sailing.
And then next to him you have Captain Boomerang, which is Jai Courtney. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I've never heard of the dude. But anyways, his real name's George Digger Harkness. The hero he's typically associated with is the Flash. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. His abilities, he uses a wide variety of boomerangs. He was an Australian. I think he's from Australia.
Good.
Yeah, he's Australian.
That just made everything better.
Has to be.
And then he learned how to create them out of pure energy. And so, so he's pretty awesome. Yeah. He was eventually hired as a performer in a circus, and then by a toy company, and then he used his persona to become a criminal career. I worded that weird. And then on the top, in that picture you have Enchantress, who's going to be played...
scary.
Yeah, she did. Incredibly scary.
Ambiguity.
Yes. She's played by Cara Delevingne. Never heard of her either. But anyways.
Paper Towns movie.
She had to cleanse the palate for this one.
Pretty much.
Obviously.
Her real name was June Moon. She is typically associated with Supergirl and Superman. Her abilities are basically magic. She says the word Enchantress and boom, she turns into her altered, powerful sorceress being.
Must be a theater kid.
Pretty much. She was an artist, actually. She was an artist, and then Miss Moon, or that's her name, She was invited to a costume party at an old castle and stumbled across a secret chamber where Dismore, the magic being, gives her powers to fight an evil presence in the castle she was in. So yeah, that's kind of where she gets her stuff from. Then under her we have Katana, aka the girl from the ring, played by Karen.
No. I was saying that Enchantress looked like the girl from the ring.
Oh, you said Yeah.
I thought it was Enchantress. So she looks like the
girl.
ring chick.
Katana. Katana
We've
looks
got
more
the
like.
ring 1 and the ring 2. So.
That's true. Katana looks more like the girl from The Grudge.
Yeah.
But she's played by Karen Fukuhara. I wanted to say that a little differently, but didn't want to use a bleep. Anyways, her real name is Tatsu Yaramishiro. Yamashiro.
Easy for you to say.
Easy. Right? Anyway, she's typically associated with Batman and the Black Canary. Her abilities are martial arts and to capture the soul of every being it kills.
Whoa.
Right?
That's epic.
That escalated
Yeah, so
quickly.
she's kind of bad. She's kind of a bad deal. Then we got Rick Flag, aka Tom Hardy. Just kidding, he dropped the role. I know, it's kind of disappointing. But apparently this guy, Joel Kinnaman, is going to be decent too.
He's been in several movies lately.
I haven't really.
He was in that Liam Neeson movie, Run All Night.
I've heard of that
He's
one.
in
Oh, okay. I didn't see it, but yeah, I've heard of
I
that.
didn't see it either,
Okay.
I was gonna say, is it any good?
It's a Liam Neeson movie, so.
Yeah, Ed Harrison.
I don't know.
Liam Neeson. Something happens to his family. He has to catch the people.
Exactly.
I will find
Exactly.
you. I'm going to find you.
His real name is Richard Rogers Flagg Jr. Let's see, who is he? He's a military expert. He's trained in both armed and unarmed combat. Let's see, the impeccable Harley Quinn, played by
My favorite.
Leonardo DiCaprio's crazy wife Margot Robbie.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio's wife.
No, in The Wolf of Wall Street.
In Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
What my
fantastic.
favorite thing about Harley Quinn is that she was invented on the TV show Batman the Animated Series,
Yeah.
which I think is the most impeccable version of Batman ever created.
Yes.
She was created through that series. Everyone fell in love with her, and she became like a phenomenon. And you know that Mr. Freeze came off of that show too.
I did not.
Arnold?
I thought Joel Schumacher was responsible. I love how we always make fun of Joel Schumacher.
Oh, every
We're
single
talking about
podcast.
Matthew
I think we
McConaughey in
have
this. So yeah, her real name is Dr. Harleen Francis Quinzel. Let's see. She's typically associated with Batman, obviously. She's really smart, above average martial arts skills, and immune to most poisons. She's basically the main squeeze of Mr. J.
That was wonderful.
That was beautiful.
I worked on it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And basically, she's very ditzy, but she's pretty cunning individual.
Beautiful. We'd be so happy together.
Marry me,
And she
Mom.
has a doctorate in criminal psychology. I mean,
She
she's
can
a
look
smart
past
girl.
that. She can look past that.
Yeah, she's exactly.
She likes beards.
Yeah, she
Actually-
She likes women's,
Apparently
actually.
she likes,
red-headed women.
So do I.
What's the comment?
Apparently she likes face tattoos.
Oh.
You heard that right, David Ayer. We don't like Joker's face tattoos, Mr.
Mike
J's.
Tyson, though.
That's
Mr.
different.
J
New
needs to have a
celebrity
clean
crush.
face.
Exactly. Then we got Deadshot, Will Smith, obviously, aka James West.
Illuminati.
We'll get that later.
Floyd. Let's see. His real name's Floyd Lawton.
I thought you were saying Mayweather.
He is the. Here we go.
Shout out to his fight on Pacquiao. Woo.
Expert marksman in some
Let's not talk about it.
in some versions he has a cybernetic eye that helps him with his accuracy. So he's kind of awesome. He's associated with Batman. Then we have Killer Croc.
My only issue.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this.
Killer Croc is obviously associated with Batman. His real name is Waylon Jones. Superhuman strength, great swimmer, razor sharp claws, and retentive healing, like an alligator should have. Then last but not least, we have El Diablo, aka Jay Hernandez. His real name is Lazarus Lane, among other names. He was an Olympic boxer and an athlete. He started as a bank teller, almost killed by a gang of thieves, put in a coma after being struck by lightning. He was survived by a Native American and became a vigilante. So boom, El Diablo.
Does he have any powers?
Other than the fact he was a boxer and an athlete, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Anytime I hear El Diablo, all I think of is Gus from Recess when he pulls out the dodgeballs from under his like sombrero and everything. Like El Diablo.
I think of El Diablo from Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
That's Spanish for fighting chicken.
Okay. So Killer Croc. I did not know who Killer Croc was until I played Batman Arkham Asylum. And if you have not seen Killer Croc from Batman Arkham Asylum, he is absolutely terrifying. And the boss battle you have with him is incredible. My heart was pounding the entire time because you're basically, in Arkham Asylum, you're on these small floating planks, and the faster you walk, the more he can feel your vibrations under the water. And he'll pop up onto one of the planks and come chase you down. You gotta hit him with a batarang before he gets you. But absolutely terrifying, enormous, and in this one he's like the size, or like slightly larger than the size of a normal guy, and he just kind of has like a scaly skin and pointy teeth. And I think that in the incredible age of motion capture, where we can turn a guy like Andy Serkis into Gollum, why can't we turn a normal guy into Killer Croc the way he's supposed to be? And it was disappointing for me. Maybe they'll do it right. I've been wrong before, but
Yeah, I was. I found somebody shared a higher definition picture, and he actually looked a little bit better than that. I know it's still kind of weird, but he looked a little bit better than that. But yeah, that was kind of my only drawback. I just didn't really know what to think about it, and so I guess I'll be okay. I'll see him in action. Just kind of like I'm waiting for Will Poulter to be the new Killer Clown. That's sorry,
So
I
I just
digress.
have one question. Gatorman, is his only weakness Louisiana people?
Louisianans.
And hot sauce.
and hot sauce, yeah. Swamp people.
And
New season. History Channel.
Making boots.
Oh, dude, they pull 3 seasons.
making boots.
But there's no way that they're gonna give him power. Because
Oh, yeah.
he's the
he's supposed to
evil
be-
version of Aquaman. And Hollywood hates Aquaman. It's a
Everyone
fact.
hates
I
You
love
know, just-
Aquaman.
But Hollywood
You know what?
hates him.
Alright, does anyone else have any questions or like comments, remarks, jokes about the Suicide Squad photos?
All I hope is that they characterize Harley right and not like just some. I realize she is ditzy, but she's not a bimbo.
I think if there's one thing that they're going to be able to write correctly, based on like her prior stuff, it's probably Harley Quinn. I'm not saying it's hard to get her wrong, but with an actress like Margot Robbie who pretty much played that character, but not crazy in Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, she was still kind of crazy.
Yeah, she's still kind of crazy.
pretty
But
Without the paint.
I'm excited to see the dynamics of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I want to see what they
True.
get into, where they go, and what they do, and how they work together to achieve it.
One
That's what I really
anti-Avengers.
wanna see.
One
Yeah.
kind of interesting thing that I noticed about the Suicide Squad picture is that the Joker is not in it.
Very true.
Yes.
Mr.
Which-
J.
Mr. J. Anyways, but I don't know. I know he's supposed to be in the Suicide Squad, but I don't know if.
I think it's going to be like a guest appearance.
He's the
Maybe
one
so.
taking the photo.
Oh,
Thank you.
jeez.
Okay, that makes
It is
sense.
kind of sideways.
He had to go get his tattoos removed.
He is damaged, so
You are not letting that
I'm
go.
not letting that go.
I think
David
they
Aaron, if
say-
you watch our podcast, remove the freaking tattoos.
Have they said they're already going to remove
Okay,
it?
I was gonna say, I thought they already said he was gonna have no tattoos. That's what I heard.
Oh, thank goodness.
But I mean,
But Harley has
unofficially.
tattoos, which her tattoos are kind of cool because it looks like she did them herself.
Yeah, Harley needs tattoos. Don't mess with Harley's tattoos. Harley, keep your tattoos.
Yes.
Joker doesn't tattoos.
He did.
We'll get Rob
At least
Peasley
not
on you.
face tattoos.
We will get Rob Peasley.
Rob Beasley.
Isn't it interesting
His
though
new book is
how
out.
our superheroes have gotten a little more gritty and a little less heroic, and now all
Well,
of a
DC
sudden we
anyway.
have a villain
Movie
movie out?
Yeah.
And I've been rooting for the villains ever since day one. Superheroes aren't my thing. Supervillains are super interesting.
We love our villains.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Hey,
Like
super villains.
a movie can have a great hero, anything like that. But if a movie has a bad villain, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Or a forgettable villain, or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's what ruins it for me.
We're looking at
sometimes.
you, Marvel. You need to make better supervillains. You've only got Loki and Wilson Fisk. Ultron was okay.
Wilson Fisk.
I like
Wilson
Ultron.
Fisk was awesome.
Did you know the official age of Ultron was 40 years old?
Was he really 40? Because the whole age of Ultron lasted about 4 days. It was a long time period.
All right, so I guess if that's it, I guess we'll segue into our next new segment we're going to call Sell Me. So this one is going to be where we pick a category, and then you've got to sell the rest of the podcast on why something from that category is particularly your favorite, or why podcast should watch that or whatever. But this time around, we're gonna do Pokemon. So we've all picked our favorite Pokemon from the original 150. Come on, okay.
The ones that matter.
The ones that count. Okay.
The ones that I caught all of.
Exactly.
Yes.
So gotta catch
Still
them all.
possible.
Grants.
But yeah, so we're gonna go around the circle, and you're gonna sell us on your favorite Pokemon.
Can we go counterclockwise this time?
Let's go
'Cause I'm
counterclockwise.
still working on mine.
Steph, what you got?
All right,
What I was
well-
looking for.
My personal favorite Pokemon is Gengar. It
Nice.
was my personal favorite when it first came out and I was 8 because he's fat and he smiles. But he's still my favorite because one, ghost types kick everyone's butt. Screw
True.
you stupid new fairy types. And your blue bows.
Next gen.
Anyways, so, but also I had heard probably one of the most interesting interpretations of it since clearly it's a ghost Pokemon. It's from Something Else Dying. Somebody says that Gengars are the ghosts of Clefairies.
That's really interesting.
Ooh.
Mic drop. Exit stage left.
I can kind of see it,
Interesting.
honestly.
I can too. I can too.
And
Yeah.
also he is still fat and he smiles and he is my favorite.
And he says,
But it's like a creepy smile though.
Yeah, but he's like,
He has a huge tongue.
Yeah.
He can go through walls.
he can lick people.
that's okay.
And get away
If
with
you
it.
get a girl one, you can name it Nicki Minaj or possibly,
That's
certain
Jinx.
That's Jinx. Yeah.
Jinx.
Jinx got the.
How many memes have they made of
Yeah.
Jinx and Nicki Minaj?
It's hilarious.
Nicki Minaj used double slap.
Whap whap. That's Chris Brown, bro.
Oh! Anyway, my favorite Pokemon is Snorlax.
Snorlax.
Because Snorlax is huge and sleeps and eats. And that's it. That's why I love him.
Sold.
Sold, right?
Sold.
You're like, this is what I want to
It's
do
the
with my
dream.
life.
If I was
It's
a
the
Pokemon,
dream.
that's what I would do. I would be huge and just eat and sleep all the time, and you'd have to have a Poke Flute to get past me on the bridge.
And that Pokeflute is very hard to find, mind you.
This is true.
And then you attack me, and I just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's how
And
I
then
survive.
he gains his health back too. That was
One of my
Snor-
favorites.
Let's face it.
Snorlax is the Peter from Office Space of the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
He is part of the original 150, or 151 if you will. But in the newer versions, they gave him a move called Snore, where while he was asleep, he can deal damage. And it's fantastic, because you take damage, you go to sleep, heal yourself, and then you use Snore, and you deal damage while you're asleep until you wake up again.
Sounds
That's
like
balanced.
me falling asleep in the same bed
It's
as
just-
my girlfriend. She hits me while I sleep.
Oh.
I literally took a picture one night. Her hand like landed on my face. I was like, really? Snapchat this.
But that's why I love
I
Snorlax.
do have proof somewhere.
That's good. But, so, okay, let's say you're out in the forest, and it's really cold, and you have all these wet sticks. What are you gonna do without a Vulpix? So it's gonna start your fire, you can cook your meat. Oh no, you don't have any fish? Oh, that sucks. Well, what are we gonna do? Hey, Vulpix, go get me a little rodent. Oh, it does that. You know why? It's psychic. It can tell any living thing that's around. Yeah, it breathes fire, and it's psychic. So it will
Didn't know
mess you up in the head. It'll confuse you. It knows confusion. It can learn psychic. It can pick up things with its mind. I never have to go to my fridge to get a beer again. Ever. I
Sounds
just have to
like
scratch it behind its neck, and it's good Vulpix, and they're beautiful.
Vulpix sounds like every other person on shrooms.
You breathe fire on shrooms?
I mean, I've never done shrooms, but that being said,
Please don't do shrooms.
people doing
I love them
people
on my pizza.
But
But yeah,
Shiitake.
hallucinogen.
shiitake mushrooms.
of course.
And you take a couple more, like, whoa, now it's a 9-tails.
No, it's a Tin Tails, bro.
No, this one goes to 11.
It's 11 tails.
But yeah, then whenever she gets like trained enough, she turns into a legendary mythical 9-tailed fox creature that is the icon of deception and like beauty at the same time in ancient Japanese folklore. Like this, it's just all in one. And you can ride it. Like it's the best Pokemon.
Okay. All of y'all have presented very good evidence as to why it's the best. And mine's a little bit more down to earth than that. My favorite Pokemon, or Pokemon evolution, was Sandshrew to Sandslash. Sandslash being my favorite. Because Sandshrew, absolutely adorable. I'm a Texas boy. I love armadillos. They're kind of on the same plane.
basically the
Sandshrew's
same
armored.
thing.
He's got those awesome things.
He's like a
His
hedgehog.
hands.
He can dig. Yeah, dig.
The
Yeah,
big
try beating anyone who can use dig in Pokemon Stadium.
Earthquake.
Forget about it.
It depends on who goes first.
Okay, well, we can talk about semantics later. Sandslash is the best Pokemon because he's awesome, he's adorable, he's armored, he's fierce.
Alright.
Alright.
Well,
Best.
mine.
He's a fighting type, so.
My favorite is Charmander. No, Pikachu. No, Bubble. My favorite is Ditto because he is everybody at the same time.
I see what you did there.
How did I know that was coming?
Ditto
How
is the
did I
best
know?
Pokemon because he can be you, he can be you, he can be you, he can be you, he can be Garrett, he can be Jacob. Ditto, he or she, we don't know, we really don't know, but
Well played.
the point is, he can be anything. So
Well
Ditto
played,
is
my
my
friend.
favorite Pokemon.
Well played.
He's one Pokemon that represents all of my favorite Pokemon. See how I made a flat circle there? Tom's a flat circle. McConaughey reference. Got it out of the way. We're good, guys.
Okay, as
Check that
judging
off
who
the
best,
list.
I think the person who best sold me their favorite Pokemon. For a second, we can row.
Drum roll.
Was Gage.
Oh.
Gage taking it at the very end. It was a tough one.
Congrats.
I think it was a tough
I
one.
think I kind of cheated,
But-
but that being said,
You did cheat.
all is fair in
I like
love and
all-
No,
Pokemon.
you definitely cheated, but
All is fair in love and
the
Pokemon.
rules were meant to be broken.
I'm gonna go sleep on the bridge until I hear a flute.
Snore.
All right, now time for absolutely one of my favorite segments. We did it a couple of weeks ago. Movies from the Black Lagoon. And now, for you guys who have not been on the podcast before, this is a segment where we talk about movies that you're pretty sure no one else in the room has seen. So pick one, and we're going to talk about them, give us like a brief little sort of summary teaser, and hopefully we'll spread some knowledge about some great movies who's no one has seen. So, Gage?
All right.
Uh-oh.
Mine is not a movie. It is a documentary.
Fancy.
Fancy, yeah.
Mm.
I'm intrigued.
I know y'all have heard of it. Now, whether or not you have watched it is the main thing. But Dear Zachary,
I have not.
I've
y'all haven't
heard
watched
of
Dear
it.
Zachary? Y'all have heard of it? You've heard of
Yes.
it? Okay, we'll watch it. Well, don't watch it when you're already like sad, because then it just things get bad.
Gets you in the feels. Gets you right in the feels.
Very much so. Let me put it this way. To preface it, I'm not going to go into too many details because there's a couple of twists in it that you don't suspect.
You ruined the twist.
Oh my
If
God.
you-
Oh, there's a twist.
Well, no, okay, whatever. Just disregard that. Disregard that. So basically, Dear Zachary is this guy is making a documentary for his best friend's kid. His best friend was murdered by crazy ex-girlfriend, and so he's making a documentary for a kid.
Great story.
Right, right. And
Because
so
of course this isn't going to traumatize the poor child.
no, of course not. Anyways, yeah, this is it is a heart-wrenching documentary. I've recommended it to a couple of different people, and yeah, don't watch it when you're really sad. It'll make things worse.
So watch it when you're really happy to make you really sad.
Exactly. If you want to cry, then absolutely watch it.
okay.
I'm up
I
here,
cry.
but I don't want to be up here anymore. I need to be like a peg or two
I'm up
down.
to here right now. It's a documentary that will make you question the justice system. It will make you question, everything
Doesn't
ever.
the news normally do that?
Yeah.
Well, yes, true, but
Depends on which
this
one.
adds a whole other level to it. It's on Netflix, so y'all for sure check it out.
Sweet,
Definitely.
man. I've got one this week. Australian movie entitled Danny Deckchair.
I thought he was going with King of Jack.
Promising.
Okay,
Danny
and
Deckchair.
Danny Deckchair. It stars. I think his name is Reese or Rise. I don't know how to pronounce it. Reese Ifans, and he was Dr. Connors in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. He's been in several movies as supporting characters. It is a Australian rom-com, also starring Miranda Otto, who played Eowyn in Lord of the Rings. And it is about a guy. He lives in Sydney, Australia, and he's kind of got a girlfriend who really never wants to do anything with him, and he's bored of his life because he pours cement for a living, right? And he wants a little adventure in his life, and above all else, he just kind of wants to go camping. He wants to get out of the city and go connect with nature. So one day, he decides that it'd be a great idea to fill up helium balloons, as many helium balloons as he can, and tie them to a lawn chair. And they
Is
let
this
him go,
based off the
and
real life event?
he flies off into the unknown and lands in a small town and ends up becoming just like a superstar in the small town. His life starts to mean something. Hilarious movie, great, very well acted, dandy deck chair. I think it was a movie that my dad and I got at the DVD section of our public library.
Interesting.
It may or may not even be on Netflix. I don't know, but it's a fantastic film. You guys should really check it out.
That sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
It sounds like real life Up.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a smaller scale.
Instead of a house,
I'm not
a
going to
deck
lie.
chair.
Somebody
A deck
actually
chair.
did that
A
in
deck chair.
Indiana.
Yeah.
And they got into international airspace.
But it wasn't a deck chair; it was a lawn chair on that one.
Distinct.
I
His name
remember
was not
there was a moment in this movie. I won't tell you guys what it is because I don't want to spoil anything. But the first time we saw it was my dad, my brother, and I, and we laughed so hard we cried because and there was no words, just the situation that he was in made us laugh so hard we all cried. So yeah, it's a great movie.
For some reason, I'm picturing Joe Dirt and a tooth
Yes.
balloon.
Yes. This sounds just like
That's
Joe
all I
Dirt.
think
I can
of.
see down your
Dear
shirt,
Aw.
Steer Che.
Riley.
So, since both of y'all have given movies that will make me cry, I want to give our viewers something that will not make you cry. It will turn your brain inside out, though. Just slightly. It's called Paprika. It's an anime, and it's about a dream machine. They've made this little thing you can put on your head, you can go to sleep, enter someone else's dreams while being fully aware. And they use it to fix certain mental illnesses like PTSD and whatnot. And then the technology gets in the hands of the wrong person. And
The Nazis.
yeah, maybe.
And then Inception happened.
More or less, you go on this journey from dream
Rust.
world to real world to real world to dream world to dipping your toe in and not knowing which is in which part of what. And yeah, you just don't really know what's going on at one point, but it ties everything back together. It's beautifully written.
Nice.
Beautiful, like the animation is top notch.
What year?
Paprika. That's
Tough
a
call.
that's
No
a
worries,
good
no worries. I'll have to look
It's a
it up.
number.
Google it.
Numbers.
Casey.
Okay, so we've given movies that cry, movies about dreams and anime. I want to give you somebody you can hate, and
Good.
there's a movie that I enjoy. It's called Filth.
2006 on Paprika.
2006
okay.
Paprika.
Perfect.
Okay.
Filth?
Filth with James
Filth.
James McAvoy?
McAvoy. There we
James
go.
McAvoy.
The guy from Wanted. Is it Wanted?
Yeah, it was Wanted,
Yeah,
and he
Wanted,
was also
that's right.
he's
Um,
the younger version of Dr. Xavier in X-Men
in First Class.
First Class and
Yeah.
Days of Future Past.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so,
like Dr.
um,
Seuss.
He's an underrated actor. He's great.
He plays a police officer, and pretty sure it's in England. Anyway, he's gunning for everybody's job. He's wants the promotion, and he sees all of his colleagues as enemies, and he ranks them by threat level of his promotion, and he sleazes his way using drugs and sex and violence, and he hallucinates like all the time. But it is a fantastic movie. Nothing but just stuff to hate this guy. Like it's
I
it's
love
beautiful.
the cover of this movie poster. Check this out.
yeah.
He's riding a pig.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen. But that's fantastic. That's
It's a
great.
fantastic movie.
Huh.
It fits that he's an
enjoyed
officer.
it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's
It
good.
makes
I'll
sense.
have to give that a watch. That seems
Yeah.
interesting.
Steph,
Is it
I
on
know you were
Netflix?
struggling.
I
Sure.
finally thought of one though.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, now you might have heard of this, but I don't know if you've seen it. There's a little film called What We Do in the Shadows.
Seen it? I'm just kidding.
Ruiner.
Have not seen
I
it.
haven't seen this or heard of it.
Alright.
What we do in the shadow.
Finally, I thought of one you freaking hipsters haven't heard of.
The
Okay, wait, first of all,
vampire
first of all,
Yes.
Hey, let's also
The
put
vampire
Alright.
hipster.
Hipster.
Hipster. You have retained your title, good sir.
Thank you.
But what
That
we
was
do,
a point for us.
yeah.
Oh.
What We Do in the Shadows is a film I heard about that was made by a New Zealand director and came out when I was actually on the study abroad in New Zealand.
Ooh.
So everybody got dragged to it.
naturally.
And essentially, it's 3 really old vampires that basically got bitten during their 20s, and they
Marcus,
get stuck as
Victor.
roommates. And it's filmed like Jersey Shore, but with vampires.
That sounds awesome.
And it's possibly the most hilarious thing
I'm looking.
I've
I'm,
seen in a while.
I'm
And
looking-
it comes out
Sorry.
on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. It came out today.
On DVD?
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna go buy it right now.
I was looking
It's
at the
really
I'm looking at the IMDb page, and the main character is played by Jermaine Clement. You guys know who he is? He was from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's sort of like the deadpan, more serious
Yeah.
guy. And he is hilarious.
He's effeminate in this movie as well, and he does it to the max. Like, very, very good. Like,
Well, ancient European
awesome.
vampire never quite gave up his European collar.
yeah. And they have a bunch of different types of vampires there, don't they?
Yeah,
like
they have
the one
like
in the
a
basement.
recent one. They have the really old one who's like a complete deadbeat, and it's just
Like 1700s, he sleeps in his like
Yeah.
concrete tomb. That's
Yeah,
what he
as
does.
soon as you said like 3 vampires, I was thinking of like Underworld, like Marcus and Victor and what's the third one? I don't know
Lewis.
the third one. No, I'm
It's
talking about
Lewis.
the 3 like ancient vampires.
It's
Yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Side note, sorry.
all I
It's the
can
one they
say
never
is
talk
it's
about.
worth a watch. It
Really
is
fun.
possibly the strangest, most enjoyable film that I never thought I needed.
Sounds fantastic.
That is
I
great.
never thought I needed. I'm gonna steal that right there.
Go
You're
for
very
it.
quotable.
That sounds fantastic. All right, so as a special thing on this last podcast for this semester, I think we want to kick it over to Casey and Stephanie, who actually are vice president and president of Heads Up Display, and this semester we really kind of drug Heads Up Display out of the ashes of what it used to be as an organization and completely rebuilt it. You know, and I for one have benefited greatly from Heads Up Display and.
Word.
You know, being accepted into this organization and creating something we all be proud of. These two folks right here have been members of HUD since before it was even a thing.
Since before it became
So,
the beautiful
yeah,
phoenix
before-
that is now.
Yeah. So I think we wanted to kick it over to them to let them tell you guys how much HUD means to them. So.
Oh snap!
Wanna go first?
Well-
You've been here longer.
Alright, rock, paper, scissors.
Alright.
I don't know. Well, I have to say that I was a transfer student to Texas Tech. I actually came in from a little film school that focused only on production, and when I got here, I didn't find a whole lot of like student-produced organizations except for one. And this was the pre-ashes before it burned Heads Up Display. And granted, it was a lot of fun, and it did produce. It's just, it wasn't the most professional, I mean,
That's
Efficient.
it wasn't efficient, that's a good word. I like this word.
a nice word.
It's a kind way of saying it, yes.
Yeah, let's just say we have benefit from rules and guidelines.
Very much so.
And I've been in it since I got here, and when it got remade, I volunteered to help with it because I had been the director of the show beforehand, and when it came back, I wound up working with Casey and Allie, who you'll probably see next year, on some of our Heads Up Display episodes.
But it blasted.
And it came back with an incredible force. We became our student organization, and well, I have to admit, it really, really took off, and I absolutely love seeing what this new group has done with Heads Up Display. I mean, I did not expect to get such an incredibly talented group that really knew what they were doing, and if they didn't, they learned very quickly. And we had a lot of people that stepped up. For instance, our two over here.
All of this.
All of this, all of y'all. And I have to admit, like, I really tried to make it a place where people could produce their own content to make what I didn't find when I came here. And seeing how much everyone prospered when just given the opportunity has absolutely made all of the effort and slight panic attacks when we didn't have a room because some absurd person was like, yes, we're charging now. We're in college.
We pay
I
tuition.
question whether I want pizza that badly or not. Yeah, but I am really going to miss everyone because this is... everyone is just the nicest people ever. Which I know is a hyperbole, but actually everyone is really freaking awesome. Also another hyperbole. But it has made my experience as a college student really, really enjoyable. And significantly more hilarious.
Naturally.
Mildly more stressed.
Naturally.
But this is okay. Just so long as we can follow the new rules and guidelines to keep it to where this is stuff we can put on. So Casey!
So we're going to cut that last part out, right? Never had.
Head-up display has been fantastic for me. I was a fan of head-up display way back when it first started. Didn't watch too much of it. Unfortunately, it didn't come out as regularly as I would have hoped, or as, like she said, professionally put together as I had hoped. There's a lot of incidents, stuff that we don't talk about. But whenever I heard it was being redone, after a lot of seniors just dropped it cold turkey and didn't want to do it anymore, which is very unfortunate. It was me, you, Allie, Carmen, and Angela.
Angela was there?
I believe he was. And the third floor study lounge of the Mass Comm building with a DSLR camera and a lighting kit from Grover that was bar none the worst lighting kit I've ever seen. Like 1 out of the 3 lights worked.
I'm pretty sure the plug worked for like 5 seconds before it I thought it was going to catch on fire. I really did.
I'm actually really glad we didn't use any of that footage. But we redefined what HUD was, and we got 1 episode out last semester, and that's that's all we needed. We got 1 episode out. Believe it or not, it was the first time I'd ever used Adobe Premiere.
That was really well done for you.
I've been teaching myself stuff ever since. But yeah, I love HUD because it pulls together people who share a common interest and teaches them how to produce, whether it's on screen to post-production to writing scripts.
Off screen, a man cave.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I mean, it leads to some really great friendships and some,
Word.
I am graduating in 11 days, by the way. But I'll still be around. I mean, any of these guys can call me up, hit me up, let me know what's going on, and hopefully be here for grad school and I can hang out with you guys and still do HUD. And
absolutely.
Be in the studio and joke around.
Subscribers for life, both of you.
Yes.
I'm watching you.
Oh yes, I will be watching.
I have the YouTube account. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, YouTube.
Subscriber. More like owner. But yeah,
I have access to everything. You may just get a random post every so often. I'm watching.
I like HUD for the simplest of reasons, because it just brings people together.
Yeah.
And it is like just a growing experience. Everybody who's joined the team and stuck around, which we've only had a few people leave, for not any reason other than they were just too busy.
Oh,
yeah, we have had a few. But other than that, everybody loves it. They stick around. They hang out. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we're definitely gonna miss you guys next semester. I mean, I know personally HUD as a turning point for me in college, from when I became just a student, someone who went to class, took tests, made good grades, to someone who started producing content and something that I can put on a resume. I pretty much have a graphics portfolio built from all the stuff I've done.
Exactly. Not only is it just something awesome to share with my friends and family and stuff, but it also is giving me valuable experience in, potential fields that I could go into.
Yeah.
I am actually graduating with 2 years of production experience, which I don't know if you are aware of the wonderful job market these days, but starting out with 2 years experience and a really good resume because of HUD has made my life much easier.
Oh yeah.
And if you're not in HUD and you're watching this, there's talks about it possibly being offered for college credit. So, look into it.
News to me anyway.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Y'all might start getting credit for
the
this.
murmurs.
Interesting.
There were murmurs about that. There's murmurs about us being put on a local broadcast if we keep making 24-minute episodes.
There's also talks of getting to go back to Austin in the spring.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dibs.
Or sorry, in the fall. My
Called
bad.
it.
Coverage.
Which
have video
both
footage.
of us had.
JIC.
But yeah, going to Austin,
What?
all the great things that
Work
it does. I'm excited. going to Austin, and all the great things that HUD does. I'm excited. So it should be fantastic.
I can't wait to see where it goes while I'm watching you guys
Yes.
on the YouTube channel.
Oh, we have some ideas.
I'll
We
be-
do. Gage and I were talking last night about possibly doing a segment next semester where we get some sort of comically old football game, maybe definitely NCAA, to where we can have Texas Tech and all of their schedule, and we sim the games of Texas Tech's schedule, and then do commentary on it. We're thinking about reaching out to our friends over at Double T Insider, getting some cross-organization, publicity there, and making a really funny mock sports thing out of that. Just like maybe running like a whole week of NCAA games through a comically hilarious bad football video game, and then seeing how our predictions match up. Coming next semester to Heads Up.
Stay
This One.
tuned.
Nice.
But we're definitely all excited for what HUD has in the makings for next semester. We're definitely coming out with a new competitive gaming segment between all the members of HUD staff called HUD Honcho, where we're going to have a weekly coverage of a weekly challenge, really, of who is going to be the best video gamer on staff. Right now, Casey
You
holds
gotta
the
beat
belt.
this guy first.
Someone's gonna have to come in and
He's only champ for a little more days, then he has to retire.
He gets to hold the belt.
The belt
all
will,
of
the belt
summer,
will be returned.
And hopefully this will become another regular installment to our YouTube channel, because our goal is to become more than just a show, but a channel that produces a range of content.
An experience.
And experience, yeah.
Yes.
We're all just, the possibilities are limitless for what we can do. So
Heck yeah.
I think with that, we are going to transition into the greatest segment of the podcast. Dee's Answers.
These answers.
Where we ask our friend Riley Dee's questions about everything, really, but more specifically this week about the
Here we go.
Illuminati.
I've only heard tales of this segment.
Well,
You should watch the podcast.
I do. I want to see it in person.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
I watched
Okay,
the
so-
podcast.
Hey,
It's
I
a
watched the
cool
podcast,
process.
okay?
It really is.
Okay, for all of you who might not be in the know, the Illuminati is an organization that may or may not exist that
Runs
does
everything.
pretty much everything. So I want to open up with the first question. Riley Dees, do you believe the Illuminati exists?
It doesn't really matter if I believe they exist or not, because they do.
There it is.
Confirmed.
Okay, so
I have a
giving
good
giving
question.
the classic sort of I'm going to avoid the answer and then give the answer at the same time fashion of Riley Dees. That is a definite yes. So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right,
definitely.
Riley.
So-
Since the Illuminati do exist, are you saying that they are solely responsible for the death of Tupac?
Whoa! No. Not Tupac, but Michael Jackson, yes.
Michael Jackson for sure.
But what about Tupac?
Okay.
He made the album Kill Illuminati, and then he got shot.
See, that is a thing. He did know about them because he lifted the veil of society. He was a multimillionaire. I mean, once you have too much money to where you don't really have to work. I mean, he was a rapper. He worked, but
No, correction.
Tupac didn't.
Tupac was a poet.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, okay, he was a martyr. But
Okay.
he rapped in a very violent area about killing people, and in an era where people killed each other for rapping about killing each other, and he got killed.
Naturally.
I don't think the Illuminati did it, but Michael Jackson definitely.
What about Biggie?
You sure Michael
Biggie?
Jackson
Biggie.
wasn't just because,
Biggie's alive.
he was a 50-year-old man and probably had heart problems?
Okay, Michael Jackson had a prescription change shortly before his death. He died on his farewell tour before it ended because somebody didn't want him to say something that he was going to say. He's already spoke out against different things, like he's quoted as saying, like, the public schools are lying to you, history books aren't telling you actually what happened, it's just it's what happened mixed with 2 cubes of sugar, like
Oh my gosh.
the
Here we go.
average
A spoonful of sugar helps make me then.
no, the average shot of milk that we give our children in schools, 2 days, sometimes 3 times a day, has 2 cubes of sugar in it, average.
Everybody out there, this is Riley Dee's favorite statistic. Okay, we're comparing
It's
their
why I
statistics.
was fat my entire childhood.
Okay, so Riley,
And Illuminati.
the one thing I don't bite about the Illuminati is everyone always talks about Illuminati and how they are controlling pop culture icons. Okay. Why would they go after people like Kanye or Jay-Z and not after people who have actual power?
Because they already are the
Because-
people with actual
Because
power.
Kanye and Jay-Z do have actual
Okay,
power.
yeah. Kanye and
The ones that
Jay-Z.
should have all that power.
Yes! Kanye is a member of the Illuminati. And I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Not
Well, the
confirmed.
maker of Gravity Falls was
but-
inducted, so.
See, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the whole idea about controlling pop culture is you have these superpowers in America, and they're not the people we vote for. They're not the ones that have their face on different things. They're the ones that own things like sugar. They're the ones that...
Dude, you have it out for sure.
Hey, Fed Up!
Sugar is the devil.
Fed Up, a documentary right now on Netflix, is on childhood obesity, and specifically it goes on like a 30-minute rant about how sugar is similar to cocaine reaction in your brain, very addictive.
I do have a question. Is this where you've gotten your statistic about the 2 cubes of sugar per milk carton?
No, that was on a TED Talks.
Oh, it's
on
TED
a
Talks.
Yeah, I forget
Okay,
which
okay.
one. I'll bring it to you. But no, they profit from certain things like coke, like prison labor, different prison labor. They work for 30, 40 cents an hour, and they make things like chairs that are in TTU. Like there's people that
That's
profit.
just the quality.
Texas State
Severe
University
amounts
brought
from
to you
that.
by prisoners.
ominous
They're incarcerated. What? He wanted them to get paid minimum wage?
No,
What are they gonna do with it? Buy cigarettes and shanks? Like,
Or
No,
like
like
stuff after they get
toothbrush
out.
and then make the shanks.
There's their own prison currency out there.
yeah, cigarettes.
Cigarettes and shanks.
Hey,
There's
I'm just
actually an
saying.
entire museum of prison shanks that people have made.
Wow.
On the next HUD Podcast.
But yeah, they different people profit from these things, and then they also have their hands in things like commercials and movies and whatnot, and they know what sells, and it's not particularly what's good for you. Like vitamin water is sold as something it's vitamin water. It's in its name. It's not good for you. Similar to Gatorade. It's sugar water.
But it
And
tastes
it's
Okay,
good.
but like, where's the line between creative marketing and, you know, the devil being on the box of your
Okay, so-
the devil being on the box of your Captain Crunch, you know?
You mean on the back of your dollars?
You have to do it over
Oh,
your
The
okay.
eye.
U.S.
yeah.
currency? The back of the U.S. currency. Like, it's not a made-up thing. It's just pull out a $1 bill, look on the back of it right now, look at the top of the pyramid.
I'm broke as shit.
It is
We're
on
in
there.
college, bro.
I have a card.
Yeah, with $0 on it.
Yeah, no, they go and they profit from these different things. So things like what's her name? The one that doesn't rap that Jay-Z did for her.
Iggy Azalea?
Iggy Azalea, yes. Iggy Azalea. Jay-Z writes her lyrics for
Wait,
her.
what?
She doesn't really rap. Whenever
Yeah,
she
she's a-
freestyles,
She
she's
doesn't
a-
really rap anyway.
She's a privileged Australian kid. She was on Drake and Josh when she was younger.
Was she really?
That's
not
amazing.
kidding.
I didn't know
She was on
that.
Drake and Josh.
She's
I'm
like
totally gonna
the
watch that.
most
I want-
well-rounded
I-
person ever.
I want to have like a thing of her rapping, and then cut to that scene from Tropic Thunder where Al Pacino goes, "You Australian, act Australian."
That's good.
Yes.
But yeah, then you'll have things like her that promote different things like underage unprotected sex that keep people in specifically poor neighborhoods down and pregnant at 13, 16. So then you have this circle of poverty that stays in the cycle of barely being able to feed their family. And then whenever you're in that and you have $2 to feed 3 people, you can't really go out and buy groceries, but you can get them a hamburger. Yeah, you're going to do that, and there's not much you can do about it. And you're not going to want to try. Whenever you make your wealth from telling people, like telling a scared child not to look at the monster under their bed, the very worst thing you can do is give them a flashlight.
All right, so Riley, you have convinced me that the Illuminati are real. Now,
Yes.
mission accomplished.
That was
Okay.
Confirmed.
Yes.
Illuminati confirmed.
Now I really hope that something doesn't happen to me while I'm asleep tonight. Anyways, I'm gonna go down a list of people. You're gonna confirm to me whether or not they are an Illuminati member or not. So I'm gonna start with the first.
I may or may
He's
not.
just gonna pull out his
I may or may
list.
not throw a couple in also.
That's good.
So
We'll go
we're gonna go ahead and start with the one on the forefront of everybody's mind, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey, definitely.
Always.
He's in the Illuminati?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the Poopas.
But he's gotta find Murph.
He
He found Murph. Did you not see the movie?
But it's in the movie.
He found
Okay,
Murph.
But he's gotta find Murph.
Alright, ready?
Every podcast without fail. Just
Ready?
saying.
It's gotta be. It's a running
Alright,
gag.
let's keep these going. Let's rapid
Okay.
fire. I know all of the members.
Tom Cruise, also
Definitely.
Scientologist.
Definitely,
You think
yeah.
you can be a Scientologist and Illuminati?
The top members of the Scientology are. I mean, Scientology was founded by Illuminatis. It's a spoof of
L. Ron
Christianity.
Hubbard.
L.
was
Ron Hubbard was Illuminati. for
Definitely.
Sure.
No
How
doubt
can you
in
publish
my
that many
mind.
books?
He holds the world record for the
Yeah.
most published books.
Dude was insane.
That's-
Alright,
That's
Bill
impressive.
O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly, definitely not. They wouldn't let him in.
Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace? No, she'd no.
Hillary
She wouldn't
Clinton.
let in the door. Hillary Clinton, maybe. Because of the Clinton family. The Clinton family has gone way back, way far. Many Masonic roots and Masonic... the Masons
now-
are links, more or less.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Definitely! Bill Nye and DeGrasse Tyson go together. They carpool.
They carpool to Illuminati. Alright, John Elway.
John Elway? Definitely not.
Okay, good.
So here's a big question. How did they meet?
How did they meet?
Yeah, the Illuminati. How did they meet to discuss their plans for world domination that they have already
They don't. They talk
Very-
telepathically.
Don't you listen to
Very-
It's those speed arms, isn't it?
They meet very secretly.
Or alternatively, they just meet right in front of everybody. They're like, oh my god, it's Jay-Z and Kanye, they're just having a conversation. No, they're plotting the world takeover.
That was a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, you know.
But
That's,
Kanye,
I need
definitely.
that as a ringtone.
Jay-Z and Kanye, Kanye is one of the most futuristic people of our day.
yeah, you know, we're in 2015, but Kanye's in 2030.
At
Okay,
least.
let's keep rolling on the names here. 'cause I
Alright,
like
Cliff Kingsbury.
Definitely. There's
Okay.
no doubt about
this.
that.
The CEO of Chick-fil-A.
CEO of Chick-fil-A, no. Why would he be in there? There's no
Devout
point.
Christian.
No, he has no place in that society.
I am lost in your logic somewhere.
What?
I don't think there is.
Do y'all
Okay.
not know, like, the criteria for members?
Who else? Woody Harrelson.
Definitely. No
Leonardo
doubt.
DiCaprio.
Fun fact, Woody Harrelson's dad killed JFK. He's the one that did it. Through a pothole, the car was going over. You know how his hand slided that way?
Oh my
He was shot through the floor. It was a pothole. He lifted it. Woody Harrelson's dad was a assassin.
Well, okay.
You can Google
That
that.
just about sums that up right there.
I am convinced.
But
Okay.
yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street, no doubt. He
What-
may
what-
have been one of the founders.
what about George Belfort, the real Wolf of Wall Street?
Definitely.
Okay.
Shark.
Let's. What's her name? Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, no way. They wouldn't let her in. She doesn't have the poise.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, no doubt.
Definitely.
One of the most
Okay.
powerful women in the world.
Ellen
if not-
DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres, no doubt. Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
They carpool. Oprah.
So, like,
and Ellen.
all women talk show hosts?
No. Just the best.
So-
Just the best of
Do
them.
you think they gather around like a shady table and just like devise plots?
No, it's probably not
How about
shady, but they do
YouTube
have to wear their
stars?
robes.
Well, yeah,
So,
what
I
about
mean,
YouTube stars?
YouTube stars? Which ones?
The ones with over a million
PewDiePie.
followers.
Who?
The ones with over 5 million followers.
Which ones?
All the ones with over 5
I didn't know all of them. No.
What's her name? The girl.
Michelle Phan?
Yeah. What? I don't
Shell Fawn?
I don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna
I
say
don't know.
definitely.
Oh my god.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, no doubt. No doubt.
Michael Jackson.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I think now we know, without a doubt, everything we need to know about the Illuminati, their existence, and exactly who holds their membership. So, unfortunately, that is all the time we have today for the Heads Up Display podcast, and this semester for that matter. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe all our videos. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and go to our website. We'll see you next semester. Bye-bye.
Bye.